Hey guys, what's happening? Back here with another review. This one is ROM Volume 2, the original Marvel Years Volume 2, covering issues 21 to 33 and annual number 1 of ROM. So we're looking at $49.99 is the price tag here, guys. 384 pages, which is actually pretty short for an epic. 384, but it still took me like 3 days to read this. Started six issues on Wednesday. I read 5 yesterday and the last 4 today. So yeah, 15 issues are packed into this. Oh yeah, and Power Man and Iron Fist number 73, which was featured in excerpt form in Power Man and Iron Fist Volume 2 Revenge. It's funny, and I just looked at it. They did include 4 pages. Like I said, it's an excerpt, but for whatever reason, they excluded it from the table of contents. I know it's not the full issue, but it would have been nice for them to at least write an excerpt from Power Man and Iron Fist number 73. Oops. Even if it is just 4 pages, it would have been nice, but whatever. We get the full issue 73 in this compendium, this trade, finally. And yes, ROM number 2 is here at last. So, just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of what happens. Got to slow down a little bit. I just finished it, so my mind's still reeling. We got Bill Mantlo and Sal Buscema doing the predominant writing and artwork, but we also get Joe Duffy, who did the Power Man and Iron Fist issue, along with Greg LaRocque. We have Stephen Grant and also Pat Broderick, who did some stuff there. But yeah, predominantly it was Bill Mantlo who wrote the more important stuff, the annual, and of course the 21 through 33 of ROM. So yeah, as you can see from the cover, I'm just showing you right here, there are 2 ROMs here. Ugh, excuse me, gross. Just had some Chinese food. One is the real ROM, the other one is the Terminator, or just Terminator, who is a fellow space knight of ROMs. So, long story short, guys, Mentis, actually where we left off from the first volume, Mentis, who is the evil side of the Prime Director of Galador, took form, took shape, and evidently he had Terminator, who went crazy and started killing and murdering people, other aliens around the world in their pursuit of the dire wraiths, faced a trial and was found guilty and was to go into the living flame and die. That was his punishment. But apparently Mentis saved Terminator at the last minute and had him steal the humanity of ROM. And of course, this is 200 years ago, 200 years before ROM came to Earth, came to Clairton, West Virginia. And evidently Mentis turned Terminator into ROM. So lo and behold, ROM comes back to Galador and discovers, hey, there's a second ROM. And they discover it's Terminator, which is, he's in league with Mentis. But of course that gets undone. He's joined by other space knights, Starshine, Hammerhand, Javelin, Rainbow, who he rescued from deep freeze because they were put in cryogenic freezing by Mentis. Yeah, that happens. And of course, Terminator dies. This is issue 25. By the way, this is the cover to ROM 25. And all this that I'm telling you is in issue 25, which is a double-sized issue. That leads to a fight with Galactus with issue 26. 26-27 is a 2-parter with Galactus. Galactus, who has Terrax, the Tamer, as his herald. Galactus is hungry and dude's got to eat, so they pick Galador. And ROM does exactly what Silver Surfer and everyone else, the Fantastic Four, did. Hey, I'll make a deal with you. If you don't eat my planet, Galador, I'll lead you to someplace else. And it was funny because the place that ROM leads Galactus is the Dark Nebula to Wraith World, which I thought was so awesome, like so smooth and bad. Just like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm sick and tired of being a good guy. I'm going to just send Galactus to go kill these motherfuckers because they're everywhere and they need to fucking die. So they go to the Dark Nebula. And I got a little confused because I thought the Dark Nebula was like what Thor dealt with when he went into the Dark Nebula. I'm not even talking about the Black Galaxy. I'm talking about the Dark Nebula from Volume 6, which is that title. But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Anyway, so they go to the Dark Nebula, go to Wraith World, which is where the Wraiths live at. But Galactus finds the place unedible, because there's like acid rain and there's like no life there, nothing. And then Galactus is like, you tricked me, you son of a bitch, fuck you. And he was like, no, what do you expect, you know? Tit for tat. No, and the title is called Turnabout is Fair Play, which I loved. And it was, you know, one good turn deserves another. And this was all written by Bill Mantlo. I like the story. I love how more and more ROM is part of the Marvel Universe. He fought the X-Men. He fought the X-Men, then he helped the X-Men against Hybrid. He met the Fantastic Four. In this volume, I don't know why I'm pointing over there. The book is right there. In this volume, Volume 2, he meets the Skrull. He teams up with Nova and the Nova Corps to fight the Skrulls, who have attacked, what's her name? Queen Adora. For those of you guys who may remember from Four No More, Fantastic Four Volume 11, Queen Adora, the Xandarians, they're in this volume, and ROM helps them fight the Skrulls who are trying to take over Xandar. And then I think the Dire Wraiths also had something to do, no, or was that just the Skrulls? I forget. But the the Dire Wraiths are everywhere throughout this issue. By the way, the Skrulls issue was 24, then 25, 26. I know I'm skipping like 21 through 23. 21 introduces the Torpedo. For those of you guys who may or may not remember, the Torpedo debuted in Daredevil, in Daredevil's book with 126 back in like 1975. Did some things here and there, and then had a Marvel premiere issues 39 and 40. He had, which was in the volume 7 of Daredevil, The Concrete Jungle. If you haven't read it, please do. So the Torpedo goes from Daredevil to ROM, and now he's moved his family to Clairton, West Virginia, to be the new hero there. And ROM takes him in, teaches him how to fight the Wraiths, because ROM wants to go back to Galador. Because if you remember in issue, when he fell into the limbo with the Wraiths, they showed that Galador was in ruins. So ROM is determined to go back home. And Torpedo, Brock Jones, is now the new hero of Clairton. But ROM still sticks around. He does go back to Galador. Galador turns out to be alive and well, but under the control of Mentis, which leads into issue 25, which I mentioned first. He gets a Skrull spaceship from the Fantastic Four, from the Baxter Building, and that leads into 24, where the Nova Corps think that ROM is a Skrull, so they attack first, as always, and ROM fights back, and then he joins with them, and then they take on the Skrulls. They're done. 25, 26, 27, so Galactus is done. 28, 29, 30. What was 28 and 29? It was a fun book, guys. I will say I liked Bill Mantlo's writing. There was a lot of long-winded dialogue. I'm not going to lie. Some issues took me 45 minutes. Just one issue took me 45 minutes to read. But I forgive him. Earthward Bound. Oh, yeah, right. So actually, I forgot to mention, Galactus, in a fit of revenge for ROM's deceit. By the way, Mentis was hurling Galador towards the Dark Nebula. Galactus, as revenge, saved Galador, so to speak, but he knocked it somewhere. So now Galador is lost, and they even show Galactus laughing, which was pretty brutal, pretty harsh. I love it. You guys got to read the book. It's awesome. So now the Space Knights are like, oh fuck, we don't have Galador anymore. What do we do? So now they're sent space word. Starshine accompanies ROM back to Earth. So now ROM loves Brandy, but Starshine loves ROM. Steve Jackson loves Brandy, but Brandy loves ROM. It's just like, it's a whole love quadrangle when they get back to Clarendon. The Wraiths have come back to take over Clarendon. So again, ROM has to help the Torpedo. Issue 30 has the Metal Master. The Metal Master comes back. Metal Master, you probably wonder, who the fuck is Metal Master? In the Incredible Hulk number 6, back in like 1963, the first 6 issue from Volume 1, if you guys have Hulk Volume 1, Man or Monster, Metal Master was the very last villain before that title canceled. And then Hulk went on to Tales to Astonish. Metal Master comes back. It was kind of lame. He had like metal spiders, giant metal spiders, and ROM had to deal with that. And then today I read 31, 32, 33 in the annual. 31, 32 is actually a two-parter with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Again, like I said earlier, that ROM is really ingrained in the Marvel Universe. So now he's got to deal with Mystique, Blob, Avalanche, Pyro, Destiny, and Rogue. Rogue, who was still evil at the time. And this came off right after Avengers Annual number 10 and concurrently with Uncanny X-Men 158. If you guys remember 158 of Uncanny X-Men, that's the one where Storm and Wolverine and Ms. Marvel confront Rogue and I think Mystique at the Pentagon. 158 of Uncanny X-Men. June of 1982. So this is, and issue 31 came out in June. So that happened. Rogue has Ms. Marvel's powers. So the first part, issue 31, has, and that was a doozy because ROM frees these convicts from a chain gang accidentally because they tricked him. Because they were like, we're slaves. But meanwhile, they're convicts. The Brotherhood are, with the exception of Mystique and Rogue, so Blob, Pyro, Avalanche, and Destiny are on their way to this prison. And ROM goes to intercept them at the prison. Mystique and Rogue are there. They bust him out. But the men, Pyro, Avalanche, and Blob, they get captured while the women, who are tentatively called the Sisterhood of Evil Mutants, which was funny, Rogue, Destiny, and Mystique escape and fly away to a mansion. And this is also where Hybrid is. Hybrid comes back, who fought the X-Men in issue 17 and 18. The X-Men and ROM fought Hybrid in 17 and 18. By the way, that was such a great issue. That's the one, guys, if you remember, the Wraith, the Dire Wraith, married a human woman. They had a baby together, and the baby turned out to be Hybrid. So he comes back, Hybrid, the kid. So now ROM has to, in part 2, in issue 32, Mystique, Destiny, and Rogue team up tentatively with Hybrid to trap ROM because they have, mutual interests. But then the women discover, he's going to impregnate us. And Rogue's like, fuck that. I'm not going to be impregnated by some ugly alien monster. So then they turn on Hybrid, join ROM, and then they defeat Hybrid. But I thought it was cool. Again, Rogue, pre-X-Men, before she joined the X-Men, she's still part of the Brotherhood, still has her boyish lesbo haircut and style. And then, they win. That's that. And Torpedo feels like such a failure because he got his ass kicked by Hybrid. The convicts got killed, by the way, by Hybrid. So it's a whole mess. And then 33 is like a gothic tale. It felt like an old 70s tale, like a House of Secrets or House of Mystery from DC. ROM he leaves Clarendon, goes to Maine, and there's this place called Cliff House, which I thought was the Red Skull's base of operations in Captain America. Anyway, so he just helps this girl who's blind, and she's being harassed by dire wraiths. It was cool. It's like a nice little gothic tale, but ROM, I liked it. And the woman there, Aunt Mara, she reminded me of Agatha Harkness a little bit there. I gave her like a manly voice. Like I do it. Oh, I am Agatha Harkness. I am Aunt Mara. That was my voice that I used. And that was that. And then the annual had Rom take on Stardust, who is like this exile. He's a space exile from the body. The body, I guess, was like this collective of spirits, like energy. And he decided to make his own body, but so they cast him off, exiled him. He goes to Earth and steals the life essences of these kids, and then Rom has to save the kids' essence. You know, that's the annual one. That was the first ROM annual that came out in 1982. So that's pretty much that, guys. I like Sal Buscema's artwork. I don't know how you guys feel. But, and Power Man and Iron Fist. I forgot to... I just remembered. Okay, so Power Man and Iron Fist, issue 73. It's a two-parter with issue 23 of ROM. So 73 and then 23 of ROM. Basically, ROM in 73 of Power Man and Iron Fist, ROM goes on a tear in New York looking for the Fantastic Four. Power Man and Iron Fist mistake ROM for an alien invader. Of course, turns out he's not. They team up and they lead him to the Baxter Building. In ROM 23, Power Man and Iron Fist help ROM find a ship so he can go back to Galador. And that leads into issue 24, which is where he and Nova and the Nova Corps fight the Skrulls. That's what it was, guys. All right. If I missed anything, guys, go check the post. I actually managed to post one this time rather than in two parts, so it's one part. Very succinct, guys. Give it a like and a thumbs up because I worked very hard to inform you guys of what I read. So you don't have to. If you guys don't want to read ROM Volume 2, you don't have to. You got me to tell it to you. That's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, a lot of the paneling got very small. A lot of it's not as dynamic as it was in the 70s. In the 70s, a lot of the characters popped out at you, but everything's very contained and small, which I think is very shooter-esque. It's very in line with a lot of shooters. Jim Shooter, by the way. The 80s comics. Not much to tell. You guys can buy it. It just came out. $49.99 is $50, guys. I don't know if you want to spend that much for a ROM book. But look at it this way. And maybe you shouldn't look at it this way, but if and when Marvel loses the rights to ROM, this could fetch for a lot of dollars, guys. We've seen it happen before. I bought this for me. I didn't buy this to sell it later. I bought this because I'm a collector and a reader. So, but for you guys, if you think there's an investment in it, once Marvel, when, I don't know. But if and when they lose the rights, that's going to fetch a lot of dollars, guys. All right. I think that was a pretty good review, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, or don't, whatever. But I hope you guys learned something. I just realized, guys, that X-Men Volume 13, Wounded Wolf, will be my 350th epic. So when that comes in, I will do another tour for you guys, which I'm excited for. I hope you guys are too. Next book is going to be, let me pick it out right here. Going from one intellectual property to another will be Micronauts. I think also by Hasbro. ROM was made by Hasbro, and so was Micronauts. So, and it's in keeping with the whole early 80s, 1980, 81 years. This one is 80 to 81, Volume 2. Along with Fantastic Four and Daredevil, which I read, ROM, and now this. So I'm keeping into the times. You know, I don't like to jump back and forth too much between eras and periods. And again, Bill Mantlo does the writing, and Pat Broderick does the artwork. Pat Broderick did a little bit of the ROM book too, a little bit, not too much. But yeah, guys, this is numbers 21 to 35. Yeah, and annual number 2, and material from Marvel preview number 4 and 7 from 1976. Interestingly enough, I wonder why there's a Micronauts story from the 76 when this book takes place in 80 and 81. I don't know. I'm blind, guys. Actually, my glasses are right there, but I hate putting them on. Where are they? Right here. Yeah. I hate these glasses. But here. Yeah. 21 to 35, annual number 2, Marvel preview 4 and 7. So that's that. I think those are in black and white too, just like the, yeah, look at that. Black and white. Nice. All right, guys. Micronauts. How much does this cost? $49.99 also it cost. So, yeah. All right, guys. That's it. This is the next book. Home Sweet Home World of Micronauts, Volume 2, also the original years like ROM. All right, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time. Bye now.